one of the things that I think is key is education over exploitation. It's like, so when I'm breaking into a server, like over the network, and like you see it, you're not hurting the server's feelings because you popped them with MSO 867, right?
Yeah.
It's like they don't care, they're a computer. But when you compromise a human and a person by sending a phishing email and then they realize they could have jeopardized their job or their company's security, they do get their feelings hurt. They do get upset. It's like, so if I went in as a red teamer and I compromised a network with the help of someone, then they're going to be thinking, what else did he get? What else happened? It's like, what control did they have? And I don't want them to be thinking all the negative stuff. So my payloads, I've got like 3 different payloads that I usually use. One, it opens up a notepad and it literally automatically types, yes, this just happened, winky face.
Oh, so there is actually no consequence of your payload.
Right, it's just a notepad, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the other one that I will run to show that it can do code execution but still harmless is that it will open up Notepad and it will copy all the system info, the name of the computer, the user ID that's logged into it, the RAM, the CPU, all the processes that are running, and then it saves that not onto my USB drive, but it saves it onto the user's My Documents folder as a flag.txt. So that way, when they go and the client goes around and looks around for it, they'll know that I did compromise that machine. And then the last one, I love the last one. The last one's the best one yet, because what it does is it opens up a command prompt and it automatically types telnet to tal.blinkylights.nl.
And is that Star Wars?
That's the ASCII Star Wars. And it just pops up on their command screen and they got to be like, why is it running Star Wars in my browser, in like my command prompt? And then I have to explain to them why it does those things. And so that's part of the gig. It's like, will they question why this is working? And one of the other things that I tell my clients is, I'm going to get caught. I guarantee at the very beginning of the engagement that I will get caught by the 3rd day. And if they don't catch me by the 3rd day, I will make it obvious. And I will start gradually making it more and more obvious until someone says, what are you doing here? And why are you behind our teller line? It's like something like that. Because in our industry, we do too much of the punching down and just saying, this is all the things you did wrong. These are all the things that went wrong. These are all the things that you should have done better. And we're not showing them by teaching them up. It's like by teaching up and going, say, hey, yes, we made some mistakes here, but this person caught them, and this is what they did right. And this is the things that they did that helped out and made it work. So when we have those kind of examples, it makes it a more positive experience for the employees. It's like, and some employees that like even let me in, they'll be like, well, yeah, I let them in, but at least Bob got them. You know, it's like he caught them. And it's like, so it makes it a more positive experience. And that's one of the differences between what I do and Red Teamers. Red Teamers has this mythology that, oh yeah, I'm coming in here to break their networks and I'm supposed to find vulnerabilities. It's like, that's not your job. That's not a Red Teamer's job. The Red Teamers only exist to make the blue team better. Their job is not to break the security. Their job is to validate their client's security to see if it works, and if it doesn't, what areas need to be improved.
I always thought that red teaming is more like something in depth, and penetration testing is you have to find every vulnerability and you have to explain those persons how to fix those vulnerabilities. But I always thought that red teaming is only about getting in and getting administrator and getting full control over it. And
yeah,
that's
see, and that's the problem. It's like red teaming is supposed to be more about like a real world scenarios of being able to do it mixed with physical and network based attacks. But the key problem is we get it so focused on like that this is the problem. It's like if we don't break something, we failed. It's like, oh, I didn't get in, I didn't pwn them, I didn't get root. I failed. No, you didn't. That's part of your job. You validated their security and showed that they withstood attack during that snapshot in time. 2 weeks from now, there may be a new vulnerability. There may be a new exploit that comes out that makes them vulnerable. So you're not saying that they're going to be impenetrable. What you're doing is saying, I am looking for us at this moment in time, this snapshot, I'm checking to see if you're doing adequate security controls. I'm checking to see if you've got your defenses being monitored, you've got your systems working, and you've got them patched properly. That's what you're trying to validate. You're validating their security at that point in time. And so I look at it where when my clients do better from 1 year to the next, and it makes it harder for me to get in,
You're doing your
then
job right.
I'm that's my win.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, that doesn't mean that I'm not doing a good job. That means I'm succeeding because the client is not paying you to do the pen test. They're not paying you to find a vulnerability. They've got people from all over the world, 24 hours a day, doing that for free, okay?
Yeah.
They're paying you for the effing report. They're paying for you to report that in a way and explain it so they can get it fixed, and also, and this is the other key point, is to communicate it effectively to management so management will actually invest the money to fix it. If you go into management and all you're doing is like, yeah, I dropped an O day and I got into you, it's like on your system, and I got root, management, okay.
How do we fix this?
It was like, what's, you did nothing, you wasted their time.
Yeah.
You've got to learn how to make it relatable to management, explain it to them in numbers, how much it's going to cost them if they don't fix it, what the return on investment is for buying and investing and getting the security defenses that are needed to keep the company going. We have to be better. Everybody talks about what skills a red teamer needs, and you're going to be talking, when I ask you, it's like, what should you know as a red teamer if you want to get into this industry? And you're going to say, oh, you should know Python. It's like maybe Ruby on Rails. It's like, maybe you should go like old school and like, learn C# or something, It's like, that's still around. It's better than Fortran, I guess, but I'm old. It's like, so, or like, oh, you need to know how to use Metasploit. It's like, or I mean, do you even Kali Linux, bro? It's like, all these things they're going to tell you to do.
Yeah.
Where's the people telling you one of the best skills you need to learn if you want to get into red teaming and offensive security is report writing 101 and the soft skills of communication. It's like, do a public speaking course. Learn how to actually communicate effectively to other people. I'm never going to know how to program. It's like, and I'm not the greatest on the technical skills. I'm not. That's okay. I can effectively communicate and make change and impact change in environments in Fortune 100 companies because I can communicate it in a way they understand that they need to get it fixed. And it's like, and that is a skill that more and more red teamers should start focusing on before they focus on gatekeeping people because they don't know Python. It's like, we need to understand that breaking the system is only one part of the job. Fixing it should be the other part. Not you personally. It's like, you don't have to be the one fixing it, but you have to be the one communicating it to the people who are going to fix it. Because they're the ones that are doing the real work. You just get to go in there and smash their Legos and go, ha ha, that didn't work. They're the ones that are going to have to build it stronger and better. It's like, so you got to give that a little bit more respect. So that's the way I try to approach doing security. That's the way I try to approach when we're dealing with that. That's how it should be done.
Well, thank you.
No worries.
Thank you.
It's like, hey, there.